Hi, I'm Alex Archman. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity. Hey guys, I just got back from an estate sale and I bought this big bin of stuff. What's inside? Frankly, I don't know. I lifted the lid, looked like a bunch of antique-y stuff, so I figured why not? Didn't pay a whole pile for it, about $100. Figured there's gotta be some good stuff in here. So we're gonna haul it inside, have a good look-see. Actually, I bought a bunch of stuff off them. This was just one of the bins, but I'm kind of going through these one at a time because there's an awful lot of stuff to go through. But about $100, $150 is about what this bin cost me. So let's dig through a bin and see if we can find some treasures today. I know there's gonna be some cool stuff in here. I just don't know what. Let's go find out. I have to say, this bin has a fair bit of weight to it. So when I flipped the lid, I saw antique doll and pictures and stuff. It looks like some old stuff, maybe from a girl's room from maybe the 1940s or 50s. I thought, okay, I'll take a chance on this. It's a printout of some old litho out of a kid's book or something. Jewelry box with nothing in it. Cool little boxes. That actually is a cigarette dispenser. That's kind of neat, actually. This is probably worth what I paid for the whole box. You would, let's see if I can remember how this thing works. Does it have a lock or a latch on it? It's hinged on that side. The idea was, ooh, there we go. It was just a little stuck. You would flip that up and your cigarette would roll out into that little holder. And then you just pick it up off of there. So that being hinged like it is, there, that makes sense. It's the wrong type of screw in the side. That's probably why it's not rotating great, because that screw is off kilter. But you'd load that up with your smokes, have it on your table, and then you just move it forward and it would roll out into the holder. That's neat. Looks like a 1950 chalet glass kind of stem vase. Is this another cigarette dispenser? What is this? Maybe it's just a little box. There's something in it. It has a tiny little cast iron pot. Oh, that's all that's in it. Tiny little cast iron pot with this little like beanbag thing stuffed in there. Oh, that's for your needles. That's for your sewing needles and stuff to sit in. Well, that's kind of cool. Odd that they put it in a little box like that, but who am I to judge somebody's packing? You got it, looks like a teacup. Princess China from occupied Japan, so that's just after World War II. And you see that occupied. And it looks like another cup and saucer here. 100% that's what this is. Is it a matching set, though, is the question. People still buy teacups and stuff. They're not, like, super valuable. Well, it's actually, I'd like, some can be. Permanent detergent. Made in England. Probably not terribly old. Similar era, 1940s-ish. But yeah, this is like a little kid's cup and saucer, or you put an espresso in there, I guess. It's just itsy bitsy. Okay, we've got a belt, ladies' belt, blue leather, probably quite old, or maybe it's a boy's belt, perhaps. Let's get the doll out of here. What was that? Felt like I dropped something. Dropped a little card on the ground. Bohemia Monterey. Looks like it's a label off an alcohol bottle. No, probably like a 1940s era doll. Probably made by like Reliable or something like that. Not super duper valuable. Her dress is really quite old. And she's got a little bow in her hair somebody put in there. Remember, we're trying to get to about $150 worth of value. That's what I've pulled out of the box so far. Not bad. Cigarette dispenser, kind of the pin. I think that we're getting close there. So I'm not super duper worried right now, but I am really curious to see what else we find in here. A little glassware with painted decoration on it. Looks like another doll. We got some postcards from Acapulco. And where is this from? Hotel La Riviera, Acapulco. Somebody went to Acapulco, clearly. So this one, Canadian Club, the Brown Derby. Oh, it's from the Brown Derby, but they're selling Canadian Club imported whiskey. That was a fancy hotel to go to, actually. Or not a hotel, I should say. It was a fancy restaurant. But the original Brown Derby was shaped like a brown derby, like a hat. So that must be a later version of it. I think the original one actually looked like a brown derby. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the case. We got another doll, or at least doll legs in here. Let's see if I can get it out. Another 40s era doll. She's got opening and closing eyes. When you look at the back of a doll, usually they've got the maker's name on the neck. This one maybe not. Might not have been a super expensive one, but it's bisque, or it's not in terrible shape. Probably like $35, something like that each. They're not terribly expensive, but they are old. What do we got here? Something wrapped up. Feels almost like silverware or something. We have, a couple pocket knives. Wardlow steel. And there's another one there. So vintage pocket knives. Nice bone-handled knife. That's probably $30 on its own. Maybe that one 15 or so. This is actually a nice hold. Oh, there's more. There's another one there. And another one here. I was gonna say you could have put a lot in here, and there's some that are still kind of hiding. Let's see if I can get that one out. That feels like it's it. Somebody sewed themselves this. That's kind of a neat idea. They made themselves their own pocket knife holder. Pretty creative. I'm sure it was full up of pocket knives at one point, but I got 4 nice old knives right there. More glass. That's from that same set. Get that out of there. What do we have here? Schrade's Scrimshaw. These are going to be pocket knives, I bet. They're heavy. Yep. Scrimshaw knives with a dog, like a hunting scene on it. It's a nice knife. We got another one. Well, the pocket knives are pretty cool. They're both Scrimshaw knives. What era would those be from? Probably fairly vintage. Somebody looking at home, maybe. I'm guessing the rest of the stuff in this box is sort of 1950s, 40s era. Those might be 50s-ish, maybe? Hard to say. Yeah, well, that's newer, because they didn't have fossil watches, so maybe my theory, that looks like... This looks like furniture, not door pulls, but sort of like ornamentation off of furniture. So maybe we'll have a mix of stuff in here. Oh, look. There's some jewelry. There's an antique brooch at the bottom. That's really cool. And that's not amethyst, it's like glass, but still that is quite an old brooch. Let's see, what do we got at the bottom here? It's always nice when you find a little bit of jewelry. That might be silver, actually. That's got a nice stone to it. And this is like a pendant. See, it would hang right there. Sometimes they turn pendants into brooches. Oh, I think that might be a tortoiseshell little container, at least it looks like. Tortoiseshell. And a bracelet. I see something gold. Oh, I thought it was a nugget for a second. I was all excited. Oh, actually, I was kidding, kind of. But I think that might be a real gold nugget. That 100% looks like a gold nugget. And it's all tangled up on this thing, but I think that's a real gold nugget, guys. That's crazy. This other piece looks like it's gold plate. You can see the difference in the color of real gold and gold plate. That is going to be a solid little chunk of gold. Not a bad find. Okay. This little box that's in here is kind of paying off. An old seed catalog from 1933. We've got, is there anything in this? Feels like receipts or papers. I'll look at that in a minute. I just want to make sure there's nobody's name on there that I shouldn't get on camera. But another little jewelry box with a tiny little knife. And it looks like an ivory hand. That's so unusual. And an itsy bitsy little pocket knife. The teeniest, tiniest of little knives. See, my instinct was right. This box has all kinds of good stuff in it. Let's keep going. Hang on. I gotta get some of this stuff out of the way. Papers, make sure there's nothing in it first. Put it by our other recycling that's over here ready to go. Well, we've got a scrapbook. Looks like King George. Queen, this is definitely from the 30s era. It was a popular thing to do. The royal family were like super celebrities back in the 30s and 40s. A lot of kids where I am in Canada would have had scrapbooks like that. This looks like it could be maybe an indigenous made basket. It's got the lid. It kind of has almost like a Salish sort of feel to it. I'll have to check that out, but that could be a nice early North American Indian or indigenous piece. Sad sack. Huh. Sergeant George Baker, the Sad Sack. I remember the Sad Sack comics. Yeah, I guess that's what this is. The Sad Sack by Sergeant George Baker. Third printing, 1944. So this is wartime. Look at that. It's a really early Sad Sack comic book, or the printings of the books, of the comics. That's cool. Another little lithograph. Well, that sounds like something. Sounds like it might be jewelry. Oh, what do we have? I'm gonna pull up a chair and sit down and look at this one. We have antique Canadian penny from 1916. We've got some cufflinks, a little sterling silver pin marked CSS. Sort of wartime era stuff. Another, that's a British penny, half penny. An antique button. Actually, I think what that is that's a really old silver coin that's been turned into a button. Same with this. These are silver coin buttons. Really old coin. It could be Roman, actually. See how it's not cut exactly round? That could actually be a Roman coin. I have to do a little more research on that. Some neat little treasures in that box. I just pulled this box out and got a little vase. we've got a really old blanket. Looks like it might be Navajo or something. Anybody know that pattern? I'm putting that up there because I think those might both be North American Indian or indigenous pieces. And I know what this is though. That's the ship's compass at the bottom of the, well, that's probably why it was so heavy. Ooh. Yeah, it's got some weight to it. Look at this. Oh, it's busted. It should have liquid in it. And that thing floats. But this is an actual, like, antique ship's compass that would have been mounted. Electrified, so it's a little bit on the newer side. Really old ones would have lamps, like coal oil lamps that lit them. Yeah, look, see, it's got a little light bulb in there. It's a real deal. Brass, probably off of like a 1940s ship. Might be dated on here somewhere too, but that's probably worth, you know, well, it doesn't have, I'll have to figure out what type of liquid. Oh, I can't put liquid in, or maybe I can. Nope, come right out the bottom. That bottom plate's missing. Cool decorative piece though, even if you're not using it. Still probably worth $150, $200 just even as it is as a decorative item. I mean, heck, you ever go to like restoration hardware places like that that sell replicas of this stuff? Those things are pricey. Really old forged poker. That'd do the trick. I don't know why my instinct is to poke something. And what else we have in here? Oh. Antique baby shoes. This looks like something a kid from a Charlie Chaplin movie would wear. And then they'd have to like eat the bottom of the shoe later because they had no food. Another old belt with a, might be a silver buckle on that. So somebody's really old baby clothes. Tiny little boots. Probably, what is that, 1920s or 30s era? That's some old stuff. And lighter. I think that's a lighter or a matchstick holder. Should just be that you push this or turn it. You can see the hinge on the back. Probably a little bit sticky. Oh, it's definitely a lighter because that's where you put the wick. It's a Thorns lighter. That's cool. Nothing in there. Oops, got a bunch of stamps. Unused. 1930s, 40s stamps. I lost one at the bottom. Well, that one's used. That's George Washington. 3-cent stamp. Have to check those over. Another label off a bottle, and 1972 Miller Stationers. So an old wooden ruler, advertising ruler. Oh yeah, and there was this tiny little coin purse. This is like what a wallet would have been like back in probably in Britain. A little spot for your folded notes, and then mostly it's for you to put your change, like your shillings and halfpence and whatever. But that is, you know, probably from the 1900s, little wallet. Change purse, coin purse. So out of all this stuff, out of this one bin, I was worried I wouldn't find any jewelry. And we ended up finding some jewelry. In fact, found I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that is a real gold nugget. I've seen real gold nuggets before, and that has all the hallmarks of a real gold nugget. So we got a gold nugget. We got antique baby clothes. We got antique books. We got old brooches, all kinds of pocket knives, cigarette dispensers. So I would say out of this bin that I was into for about $150, there's probably like, I don't know, $700-800 worth of stuff in here. Oh, actually more than that, because that nugget's probably gonna be worth, gold is super high right now. that's probably like a $600 nugget or more. So there's probably like maybe close to 1,500 bucks worth of stuff here. And that's without me even knowing about the blanket, the antique indigenous blanket and the basket. Those could be phenomenally expensive. I really don't know much of the past. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to rely on my viewers at home. Somebody at home, or maybe I can search this online later, can tell me, maybe there was a lot of travel stuff from Costa Rica or whatever. So maybe this is something they brought back from there. But anybody recognize that pattern? That type of threads, this sort of, it looks almost like Southwestern in a way. I don't know. Anyway, some really cool stuff. Well, this blanket, it's Mexican, as it turns out. It's a serape. I should have known that. Probably all these postcards from the 40s from Acapulco, this was probably brought back with it at the time. It's still worth a couple $100 though. So a really good haul. Anyway, guys, hope you like going through some of this stuff with me. I've got to arrange a sale to sell a lot of this stuff in the next little while here. But I think this bin will prove to be a good profit. Lots of interesting things. Nice to get this stuff back in circulation after being stored in somebody's basement for years. So I'm going to sort it, sift it, advertise it, and get it out the door. But I think the gold nugget was cool. The pocket knives, the cigarette dispenser, just a lot of cool stuff came out of today. But guys, thanks very much for watching today's episode, our little bin digging adventure here. Every once in a while I get these sort of things and we post a video going through it, and we hope that we're going to make some money off of what we find inside and hopefully find a few treasures that will surprise us. And today definitely did. Was not expecting to find a big compass off a ship in there. Lots of fun little treasures. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you all soon. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. And as always, bye for now. Bye, everybody.